Right then, lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. We are back again. Arsenal, Liverpool, the match previews have started. Definitely, like I said, it's always a Thursday. And, you know, with Thursdays, I love doing match previews on Thursdays. I don't know why. I thought Mikel would do his press conference today so that we have the big match reaction. Press conference reaction. It hasn't happened, but what's happening is we have some team news ahead of the game. We also have Glenn on. We're going to be discussing the predicted lineup Glenn thinks he should go for, and obviously the combined 11 that we should, of course, our combined 11, Arsenal, Liverpool. It would have been even better if we had done it with the Liverpool fan, but they would just bully us into doing, a whole Liverpool 11. I can't risk that at the moment. But anyway, guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. I'm joined by Glenn for the first preview for the Liverpool game. And obviously, I'm going to be doing a couple of previews for this game. Make sure you check the channel 24/7. How are you doing, Glenn, bro?
I'm doing very good. Finally, international football is over, man. Like it's not funny watching Kazakhstan against Armenia or Iceland against San Marino. It's not funny. 10-0, such kind of games, 9-0. It's not funny at all. So good to have some real competitive football. And what a test we have this weekend. What a test.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you talk about tests, when you talk about real football, because for me, I feel like the World Cup is real football, and the Euros are, is real football because you have a lot of talent in there. But it's just so disgusting to watch England, batter San Marino. How many times have they played them? I saw San Marino. I think they lost to Germany 13. They lost 10 against Poland. I mean, FIFA should do something about about it. I mean, it's just disgusting. I mean,
they did. That's why they added the Nations League. That's why they actually added the Nations League, where the big teams play against the big teams and smaller teams against the smaller teams. But for the World Cup qualifying, they should just take the likes of Germany and England straight to the World Cup.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe what they should do is get Kazakhstan and get these other small leagues, Kazakhstan, San Marino, and then Albania, and probably give them their kind of qualification stage and give them one place to fight for so they can ever make it, but I mean, seeding them with the likes of England, it really doesn't make
very
sense.
True, very true. That's a good idea. Give them one spot to fight for. I think the reason why they do that is because if you take San Marino, let's imagine San Marino win that competition. If you take them to the World Cup, let's be honest, they'll be smashed 50 goals in the group stage. So anyway, we are not here to talk about international. We are here to focus on
absolutely. We are here to talk about Liverpool, Arsenal, and let's start off with the injury update. Because look, Glenn, the latest I've received, the latest I've seen around Arsenal, we have had a team news come out, and what is really actually interesting is that there isn't anything about Partey Aubameyang, and there isn't anything about Thomas Partey. So the players that we are, the update is about Granit Xhaka, who's back in training. I mean, back running, not really in training, but he has started running. Kolasinac sustained a big injury. I don't think it's one that Arsenal fans should be really worried about. That is not in. You have Kian Tierney, who is also back in training. He played for Scotland over the international break. So it really doesn't look scary. Let's start off with Thomas Partey. Do you think he'll make it? Because he's not played any game for the Black Stars, and Ghana have really surely missed him, despite the fact that they got the advantage over South Africa, but they missed him. Do you think he'll play against Liverpool? It's around now how many hours? Around 50 hours to Liverpool.
I mean, maybe the reason why he didn't play any of the two games against Ethiopia and South Africa was because they were hopeful after 2 weeks he'll have made a full recovery. Maybe he's keeping it quiet until Saturday. There's a time Partey played. I think it's the first time he played this season. We were not expecting him to play. He just came from nowhere and started playing. We could see that again. But then again, there's another problem. What if he starts and he's not ready, like Tottenham last season, where he picked up another injury again? Are we really ready to risk him and miss him for the entire December and the entire January when he goes to the African Cup? I'm not sure. So is very important in this game. The reasons why we won against Chelsea and Man United last season away from home was because of Partey, because of Gabriel, because of a solid midfield. We saw the best of the likes of El Neni when Partey was next to him against United. I never seen such an El Neni. I've never seen El Neni playing like that.
Yeah,
Xhaka as well. He got the best out of him for some of those bigger games. Recently with Lokonga as well. The best of him out of the Tottenham game and games like that. So he's very, very important. And I can see the Ghana game on screen right now. And he wasn't playing, as you said. He was very important for them. I actually had the coach call them. He actually called that to ask, can he come and play this South Africa game because we need to qualify for the World Cup? And he was like, no, he can't come for that one. You need him for the run. And if I'm told he'll not play the Liverpool game, but he'll be fit for the United one, Everton one, I think I'll be okay and tell him, okay, just rest for this one. Let me play in that one because you don't want to risk him and then he picks up another injury. But in terms of will he play, will he not? I'd say 60% not, 40% yes.
You know, what I don't get, because I don't know what they have, what they are doing. I don't know if they're leaving it in the hands of the manager to give the final word and announcement. Because look, team news, he's not on, and throughout the week, it's been really, really scanty. It didn't look like they wanted to give us an update around Thomas Partey. Whatever has been coming out throughout, small outlets, just saying that Partey's injury is now a scare. It has now elevated to this level. But there's not been that, huge update, from Arsenal to say this is the progress or not. But look, like you said, it's a difficult one because if you bring him back early, you miss him for the whole of December, definitely. Because if he picks up that injury, another one, it's gonna miss. You're gonna miss him for December. We don't want to do that. What would you do? Would you just rest him for the Liverpool game because maybe you come into that game with less hope, or would you actually play Partey even if he's 70% fit?
To be honest, I wouldn't. There's three players in the Arsenal squad I'm usually scared of them getting injured. But Partey is one of them. Every time I hear he's 50-50, I'm like, no, go rest. Take a hot bath, rest, make sure you cover yourself at night. I'm like, no, we cannot let him get injured. Saka is usually the other one, and Tin is the other one. Like, if you can play 30 minutes and get subbed, that's fine. So maybe if I was to play him, I'd play him 60 minutes and then take him off. But would you really take off Partey when the game is 1-1 against Liverpool? That's the problem. Because if you take him out, you're giving Liverpool the 3 points. Maybe leave him on the bench and bring him in for the last 20 minutes if we need him. Probably we will need him. If the game is close, there's a chance they could be 3-0 ahead. There's a chance we could be 1-1 in the 70th minute. So I'll have him on the bench just in case we need him really, really much. That in the fact that maybe you're 2-1 ahead, for the first time in Anfield for years, I'll bring him for the last 20 minutes and tell him, you know what? This is the 3 points you've never gotten in years. Go and do your job. Even if you concede, you can take the points. So I wouldn't start him. I'd give him the final 20 minutes because it wouldn't make sense to start him and then take him off unless you're 4-0 ahead against Liverpool.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is really, really, very, very slim chance. And then, guys, in team news, on the team news, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is also, I won't say really back in training because according to Charles Watts, he was never injured. The first stories that actually came out that Aubameyang was injured, have been trashed by Charles Watts and Goal.com. They've said no. It was an arrangement between Gabon and Arsenal for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to miss the last game. Which I love Charles and I love Goal.com, but I don't know if I'm supposed to believe that look. But anyway, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is also not on the injury risk list for Arsenal, just like Thomas Partey. You would say that's a very, very big boost for Arsenal. Look, Glenn, Aubameyang, do you think he picked up, do you really first in the first place, do you think he picked up that knock that actually inhibited him from playing the second game with Gabon?
The Gabon game against Egypt, that was a dead rubber. Egypt had already qualified, and Gabon were due to finish second or third. So maybe because he got subbed off, he was actually carried by the stretch. I don't know if he can plan that. Let me get carried off by the stretch so that it looks real. I'm not sure if he can plan that. he might have picked up a knock, maybe 20% chance he might have picked up a knock. But for play, if he did pick up the knock, maybe if it wasn't serious after one day, maybe just said, you know what, we have such a tough run going on. Liverpool United coming up for us. Let me not play because it's a dead rubber. I'm sure he would have wanted to play for his country against Egypt, a big game. Try and win it. You never know. Try and get a big win for them. But I think maybe the manager or the Arsenal board or whatever, whoever gives the instructions, maybe they told him, you know what, just don't play this one because it's a dead rubber. For example, I saw De Bruyne playing for Belgium against, I think, Wales when they've already qualified for the World Cup long time ago. De Bruyne was an injuries. At least if Tierney plays, that's fine because they were still trying to qualify until the last day. But for Aubameyang, there wasn't any reason for playing. They weren't going to qualify anyway. And he wasn't fighting for the Golden Boot or whatever there, for the top scorer in the African Cup of Nations qualifiers, World Cup qualifiers. He wasn't. So I think he wasn't injured. I think he just picked up a small knock and he probably recovered in time, but it was like, you know what, there's no need of playing. I have bigger fish to fry later on. And also I'm coming here back in January anyway. So
yeah, absolutely. Do you feel like do you feel like it was just kind of a charade, put up to, just a smoke screen, he's fully fit? Because for me, I still feel like he might have picked up, because he played the first game, he might have picked up a small knock, and maybe something not to worry about, because Arsenal and things like that. Our communication channels are really, really poor. But you feel like he's 100% fit, Aubameyang?
Maybe not 100. I'd say 90. I don't think we've seen Aubameyang 100% for a while. Maybe a couple of games I've seen him 100% fit since the start of last season, really. So we do need his space in this game. We do need his space. I've been speaking to Liverpool fans, and they're actually scared of Aubameyang's space for some reason. They're saying they don't think if Matip starts, he can handle that. They actually fear the pace, and if Trent goes forward, Robertson goes forward, they feel like the space will be left behind. So it's very important. Yes, Lacazette can do a job. Lacazette has a better record against Liverpool than Aubameyang. So for me, I think Aubameyang has to be there. If we need all of the players fit. We need all the players fit. Again, I've said Partey and Gabriel are important for us winning at Old Trafford and Stamford Bridge. Aubameyang did score the goal at Old Trafford last season, and he did give the assist to Smith Rowe at Stamford Bridge last season. So he's also very important in those games. We definitely need him fit. He might not be a leader, but his presence could help.
Yeah, definitely. That's the other question I was going to ask you. Because for me, and this is really, really surprising that I'm going to say it, and I'll say it, I don't feel like Aubameyang is really a player that should be excited for this game. And as an Arsenal fan, personally, who understands Liverpool, I'm not really excited for Aubameyang, whether he's in or out. I mean, I want him to be out. That is, if it is about option A or B, I want him to be back, but I don't want him to be injured. But do you feel that he's as relevant as Lacazette? Because for me, Liverpool play a very, very high pressing game. They're really going to press us. It's going to be more of Arsenal soaking the pressure. Yes, Aubameyang can be an outlet, but I don't see. I mean, his last performances, like a year now, I don't see him as a relevant party against Liverpool. What do you think? Do you think maybe we might see some surprise performance from him? I mean, do you think he has a role? He has a big role to play in this game.
It really just depends how we are going to approach the game. Are we going to go toe-to-toe with Liverpool? Score, we score, you score, we'll equalize again. If you score, we'll try and score again.
We can't do that. We can't do that.
I mean, over the years, there's been 4-4s. Arshavin, there's been 3-3s. Giroud, Benayoun, there's been a 5-5 in the Carabao Cup. So usually that's what happens at Anfield.
But that is, I mean, I think you're talking about Kenny Dalglish. You're talking about Brendan Rodgers. Which other manager do I remember at Liverpool? Is it Redknapp? I don't think Redknapp was there. Was it
Benitez?
Yeah, Benitez. I think those are the days. But Jurgen Klopp is really, he's brutally, massacred us all the time, especially in the Premier League.
But we've never failed to score. That's the thing. Even 5-1s, there's always a 1 there. There's always a 2 there. I mean, we drew 5-5 under Jurgen Klopp, the Carabao Cup few years ago. But it depends how we approach the game. If we are going to defend and try and hold on and then try and create a couple of chances and score, then you'll work with Lacazette, because Lacazette will come back more. He will try and make the tackles more in midfield, try and sort out Keita and Henderson in midfield, trying to come back. Anytime we try to break, he can hold up the ball. Lacazette can do that job better than Aubameyang. But again, I never agree with anyone who says you don't need Aubameyang at all, because I do not agree at all. Because in such a game, any chance that comes by, you need to score. Yes, he does. He has missed a few chances, Lacazette has as well. But I can also point out the Crystal Palace game. We started very well. Aubameyang played very well in the first half of that game. Aston Villa, he played very well. He only missed the penalty, yes, but he scored from the rebound. Watford, yes, he was all over the place, missed the penalty, got a goal disallowed, all that. But I think it's important. Tottenham game as well. If you can get that Aubameyang from Tottenham, Aston Villa, who can actually have those 1-2 passes with them, with Saka and Lacazette and Smith Rowe, quick passing, quick football, try and score any chances. Because Liverpool, the fans are saying they're scared of Aubameyang. I've not actually had a Liverpool fan saying they're scared of Lacazette. Lacazette does not score goals, by the way, for the last 6 months. Lacazette does not score goals. He's like a creator, like does the hard work in midfield.
Yeah. I mean, he's picked up that role and he's really doing it well. I mean, it's like the provision role. Like many players, when they get older, they turn into that. Likes of Messi, they've turned into that. And I've seen Zlatan as well at AC Milan. He's also doing it well. They're like the father figures. They become the father figures around there.
Aubameyang has scored almost 10 goals so far this season in all competitions. Lacazette has scored 1. So who do you want to the chance to fall to? Imagine, we forget a penalty once, so Lacazette to take it. I'm not going to change my mind on that. I don't want Aubameyang to, but I think it's still important. If you can have both of them in the game at the same time and all of them do their jobs at the same time, Lacazette holds up the play. If you can play the balls in behind Van Dijk and Matip and ask Aubameyang to run after it, that is fine. It's always so good also to have different styles of play. Because if you have one of them, they know it's just passing to Lacazette, hold up play, and then you wait for Saka and Smith Rowe. If you have both of them, then sometimes you can pass it to Lacazette, hold up the play. Sometimes you can just go long, like with those Ramsdale passes and Ben White, the reasons why we added them to the team. They can just go long and hope to get Aubameyang, because Alexander-Arnold and Robertson love going forward. They love going forward. So the spaces will be there. You need the pace. I don't think Lacazette has the pace. And I think Saka will be needed to defend a bit with Mane on that side and Smith Rowe as well.
Actually, that's my point with Aubameyang. It's a game where we're going to need to work a lot without the ball. You know, when you're working a lot, on the ball, it's so different. You don't even get tired as much. I still remember Pep Guardiola saying that when you have the ball, you work so hard, but you don't realize it because you have the ball. But when you don't have the ball, you work so hard and you realize it. You get tired a lot because you do not have the ball. And it's absolutely true. So in a game where we're gonna work so hard to at least get pigments, I will call them pigments or stains of possession. In the 90 minutes. Do you think Aubameyang has that work rate? I feel like the attitude is back, the passion is back. But all the games we have seen him, Spurs, it was a no challenge. Watford, this was a no challenge. Crystal Palace, it should have been a no challenge. Maybe Leicester City, but I didn't see him really, sprout against Leicester. I mean, he has had a couple of, I would say passionate games, but there were no challenges. Do you think, because Liverpool is now a real test, we thought it would be Leicester. Yes, it was a good test, but not the real test. Leicester City, yes, they did possess in the second half, but it's not the quality they would provide on the table. If you ask them if they wanted a rematch, they would say, yeah, we wish we can, we feel we could do better. So Liverpool, do you think maybe Aubameyang, because of his work rate, you could drop him and probably introduce a player like Gabriel Martinelli, maybe just for purposes of work rate?
No, I've just said Smith Rowe, especially if you play a back four, Smith Rowe will be needed to defend against Trent. So on that wing, it will be Salah and Alexander-Arnold, the two most dangerous players in the Premier League. So you can't leave Tierney or Tavares by themselves. Smith Rowe will be back working. On that other side, Saka will be back working against Mane as well, and Robertson on that side. If you're left with Lacazette up front, if you want a 0-0, if you're going for a 0-0, you can play without Aubameyang. You can play with Lacazette and then just tell him, hold up the play, let's work hard, we clear the ball, give it back to Liverpool. Because What if we get the ball like Ben White, like he did against Watford, when he intercepted the ball in midfield and then ran with it, and then we got the goal? What if he does that? Who does he pass the ball to? That's why you need Aubameyang running after the defenders. Lacazette does not have that pace. Like you need Aubameyang running in behind the defenders and to create that chances and all that speed he has. Because Saka and Smith will be on that other side defending as well against Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold. So if you're going for a 0-0, you can play without Aubameyang. But if you want, if you want to go toe-to-toe with Liverpool, score, you have to play both of them. If you want, if you just want the pace and the energy whenever you have the ball, just run, try and counter-attack like United like doing against Manchester City in previous seasons, not this season. Then you can just start with Aubameyang, Saka and Smith. Anytime you get a chance, you tell them to run. But I think we have to start Aubameyang unless we are going for a draw.
Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, make sure you hit the like button. Thanks everybody for watching in. And obviously, your comments, your predictions down below. Your starting 11. Which formation would you play? I need all that information, guys. Anyway, Glenn, another one is Kian Tierney, played for Scotland. Like I said, I mean, I don't even feel they care about his fitness. As long as there is half a chance that he's available, they will use him. But for us, we do care about his fitness. And Tierney has been back. He was back against Watford. We didn't use him. And I'm going to give Mikel big credit for that. I mean, it was a mature decision. But now, after playing for Scotland, I don't know, he's not injured. Should we play him probably in a back three? Or do you think Nuno's done a good job and Tavares should actually carry on?
Cossy, that right wing, that Liverpool right wing has the best player in the world right now. Salah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. No question about that.
Tavares has been great, but if you put him against Salah, we are happy with how Ramsdale has done. We are happy with how Tomiyasu has done. We are happy with how Ben White has done, Olokonga, Tavares, a bit of Odegaard, but if you throw in Tavares against Salah, you will really be testing him. We brought him here to cover 14. We brought him here to, I wouldn't say the simpler games, but we brought him here for tests here. But, I mean, if you throw him up against Salah, you're going, I saw Salah dribbling past 6 Man City players, Cancelo, Diaz, not average footballers. I saw him dribbling past 5 Watford players. We saw how they made Atletico Madrid look like children home and away on that right wing, Trent and Salah. So if you just put Tavares against Salah, you'll be killing Tavares. You'll be absolutely ruining his reputation. All the stories. You know how Arsenal fans are reactionary and also the rival fans. They'll be like, you see, I always knew this player was useless. We shouldn't have bought him. We need Tierney back. The rivals will be like, these guys are telling us about Tavares. Look at him getting ripped apart by Salah. So you don't want that because one game can ruin a player totally because he'll start reading what other people are saying and it will ruin him. So I want Tierney there if you're playing a back four. Play the experienced guy. He's already played there before. Tierney is not a bad defender. He's motivated right now. He's excited. They just qualified for the playoffs for Scotland, so they could go to the World Cup. Everyone is excited. So for me, I still will go with the back five, but if you're playing a back four, just play Tierney. There's games for Tavares. You have Newcastle coming up. You have Everton coming up. You have Southampton coming up, but not against Salah. Salah is one of the best players in the world right now.
Absolutely. My fear with Kian Tierney is he's a hard worker. I don't know. He's talented, but he's more of a hard worker. And I feel like when you play him against Liverpool, especially with the scare that is around from Nuno, he's gonna throw everything in. He's gonna be that guy that says, I need my position back. It's gonna be, he's gonna feel threatened. It's gonna work a lot. It's gonna work hard, very, very much, which is so good for us now. And then pick up another injury, something that I think is a luxury. I mean, you can't say an injury is a luxury, but I feel like if he picks up another injury, it is a luxury. But anyway, we're gonna get into your predicted 11, Glenn, and then we see what you think or who you think should be starting for Arsenal, right? Guys, tomorrow is my grand preview. Definitely my grand preview. After I know who's available and who's not, then we'll get into the starting 11. But this is the predicted 11. So let's get into it. Let's get it from Glenn. Glenn, goalkeeper. Any thoughts on Leno? The last time we played Liverpool, it was Leno in goal.
give Okonkwo his debut. he'll be ripped apart as well. No, Leno is a good shot stopper, but in a game like this, you need more than someone just saving shots. I need someone who can communicate with these defenders. I need someone who can shout at the defenders if they make a mistake. I need someone who can give those long passes to someone. I've just said Aubameyang. We need the space up front. We need someone to actually give him the passes up front. We need someone to arrange and settle the defense. And I think Ramsdale is that. I think sometimes Leno being at the back, I think the defenders sometimes they're like, oh, I'm not sure. Should I pass to him? Should I not pass to him? I don't want that. I don't want that uncertainty in this game. So I need players to be 100% confident in each other. So Ramsdale has to be there, and he's also the best goalkeeper in the world right now. I think goalkeepers like Van der Sar and Buffon are really, really shaking in terms of being the best goalkeepers ever. Ramsdale is so close to getting to them. So Ramsdale, the best goalkeeper in the world, has to be there.
Yeah, so Ramsdale, and one thing I feel like we need Ramsdale for is we need a goalkeeper who's gonna make a difference in this game. It's not all about like you said, it's not all about being in goal as a goalkeeper, but a goalkeeper that's gonna make a difference. And you pray that Ramsdale gets his best day, not his worst day, not his first worst day. In office, we just pray that he gets a very, very good game, because definitely, if he gets a good game, we have a high chance of conceding less. They're going to reach there, despite the fact that we have a very good defense. Liverpool will get there. They will get to our goalkeeper. I know Salah will get a one-on-one or two. Mane as well, if he's available, he'll get a one-on-one. I think Jota always gets the one-on-ones of Firmino. I think Firmino is out, isn't he?
Yeah, he is 1 month.
Yeah, Firmino is out. But then Jota, look, for me, I don't get the difference between Firmino and Jota. All of them just deliver. But anyway, Ramsdale, I pray that he gets a good game, by the way. I pray that he gets a good game. Let's move on. Which formation would you play, by the way?
As many defenders as possible. 5.
As many defenders as possible.
No, not because I'm scared, but because I just want to. I feel like we have such a good defense, but playing a back four is a bit of a risk against Liverpool. That is basically saying, you know what, we are going to play against you. You score, we score. We are not afraid of you.
Should we go for a 3-5-2, or should we go for a 5-3-2?
5. I want one strike up front, only Aubameyang. So that is
it could be 5-4-1.
Yeah, that one. 5-4-1.
5-4-1, right? We need to rearrange so that Ramsdale comes back in goal. Right?
Oh, you definitely don't want Ramsdale at right back. We are going to be really in trouble.
I mean, do you realize we played a back five against Manchester City?
We did against Manchester City, but some
and we
absolutely terrible.
5.
Yeah, that is because we had Chambers, Kolasinac holding. I mean, with those players, even if you played with 15 defenders, we'd still concede 5. That's how bad they are. So it's good. I'm not happy that you mentioned those names, because they are the reasons why we've been losing to Liverpool over the years.
Yeah, definitely. Isn't it? All right. So let's go with let's start with your centre backs, right? First centre back.
Let's put Gabriel in the middle. Or since you had clicked on that side, let's put Tierney.
Let's go with Tierney. All right. Tierney.
We need him. We need him in this game. We need his experience in this game.
I'm surprised that many people are following Mikel Arteta, and they whenever they think about a back five. When I think about a back five, I think about Gabriel, Tomiyasu, and Ben White. But most people, when they think about a back five at Arsenal, they think about Tierney, and then the regular. So you want Gabriel here? In the middle?
I want Gabriel in the middle 100%. I think the Brazilian players are allowed to play. That is a good thing for us, because I think the last international break they weren't allowed to play because of the restrictions. So we need Gabriel there, and next to him, Ben White.
Yeah, definitely, of course.
So if I was a manager, by the way, that is the formation I would be playing. I think it really helps you in attacking and defense. If you are serious about playing it and you have the players to do it, I mean, you can score 3 or 4 goals against you and you'll never score against us if you play it right. So in this formation, Tierney will help the left back in this in defending against Salah and Trent. You expect them to be running on that side. Gabriel, you'll just let Gabriel sit there. Don't move. Just pick a few passes from Ramsdale. Just do your job in midfield. In defense, don't go forward. Don't go to your left. Don't go to your right. That is covered. And Ben White will be doing the job for Ben White now. When you're playing this formation of back five, if you see Ben White, like we saw against Watford, he was pushing forward with the ball a lot. He was earning fouls in midfield, earning fouls in the opposition area. He got us the goal, basically. That Smith Rowe goal, it was because of Ben White running forward with the ball. So in this situation, even Ben White, if Ben White pushes with the ball to the central midfield position and tries to pick out a pass, even if we lose the ball, you still have Gabriel and Tierney at the back to defend against, as you say, only Jota. It's not even Firmino or anything. It's only Jota. I'd be happy with Gabriel and Tierney defending against Jota, the two of them, or Gabriel and Tierney defending against them.
I agree with you with the back five is with Liverpool, it even doesn't look like there are 11 players. There's so many players to track on that pitch, man. So many players to track. You have Salah, you have Mane, you have Jota, you have Robertson. Look, I'm not really afraid of Simictas, despite the fact that he can come and have a good game. But you have Trent again. You have Jordan Henderson. That pass he gave to Salah in the Manchester United game, that is $1 million pass. That was $1 million pass. So again, there's so many players to track against Liverpool when you're playing a team like Liverpool. Maybe that's the reason as why I would go for a back five. Okay.
And those players you mentioned for Liverpool, Mane scored on his debut for Liverpool. Guess against which team? Arsenal.
Yeah.
Jota scored on his Liverpool debut. Guess against who? Arsenal again. Jota scored 3 goals against us last season. Mane has scored a total of 6 goals against us already for Liverpool, another 2 for Southampton before that. Salah always seems to score, always seems to rip our defenders apart. I know we don't have the same players. I know it was Bellerin's, Torreira's. We had the likes of Koscielny's, Gabriel's, the older Gabriel. We had Mustafi. Obviously, it's not the same players. It's different players. But I want to protect the defense and the goalkeeper as much as possible. We don't want to be 3-0 down in the first 15 minutes. That's what usually happens to us at Anfield. By the 20th minute, we're 3-1 down and it's game over. I don't want that. I'd rather keep it solid like this. And then if it's 0-0 or we are losing 1-0 in the 60th minute, you can then turn back to a back four, take out whoever is playing at left back and bring in Lacazette or bring in Odegaard or Pepe. Speaking of left wing back, I'd put Tavares. I think it really helps in terms of pushing forward. He pushes, like I've seen him going forward so many times. He's not afraid to shoot the ball, Tavares. He's not afraid to use the right foot. If Alexander-Arnold is forward for them and you try and nick the ball, Tavares and Smith Rowe on that side against no one, basically, with Trent Alexander-Arnold forward, you'd tip him to at least try and get a shot off. We need those chances. We need someone trying to shoot the ball. Against Liverpool, you don't have to try and be perfect. If you get a chance to shoot the ball, shoot. It might hit someone and go in. That's the luck you need at Liverpool. You saw when they played Brighton, I think it's, who is the Zambian player at Brighton, the one who scored?
Is it Mwepu?
Mwepu. You saw the goal he scored. He just tried something. He just tried. You don't have to be perfect at Anfield. You just try.
I don't know, but that was a cracker, man.
Yeah, you just try something, because if you don't try, you never score.
And Brighton, it's another thing that we have to talk about, and probably I will re-emphasize it tomorrow in the press conference reaction. I think we need to be very, very brave, like Brighton was. They were so brave. I mean, it's like, that kind of courage takes Liverpool by surprise. I mean, they were surprised against Brighton, 2-0 up. They were like, this is over. And then Brighton come back in the game and they're trying to win it. I think Liverpool never had time to rest until the game ended. It's the same thing with West Ham. Liverpool could have made it 3-3, but where did the 3 goals for West Ham come from? I mean, the courage. I think we need the courage as well.
But I also have a question. When did the 2 goals for West Ham come? The final 20 minutes. They scored in the, I think, 70th and 78th. So all I want is for us to stay in the game, at least in the first half. Stay in the game. There's no problem. If you go 0-0 at halftime, that's a huge bonus. In the second half, you can change. I know Arteta doesn't like making early subs, but in the second half, you can change. If you don't want Tierney to play 90 minutes, you can take him off if he's injured or he has a knock, and then you can bring in Lacazette, you can bring in Pepe, you can bring in Odegaard, whoever you want up front. But in the first half, let's try and remain solid, because we are playing against the player of the month, Mohamed Salah, and not taking any risks. On the other wing, we have Mane. Another guy who over the years he's been ripping Bellerin apart, but this time he'll come across Tomiyasu. And
Definitely.
we are hoping Tomiyasu can, because some rival fans have been saying, even our own fans, some of them have been saying, you know what, Tomiyasu has not been up against anyone, but I think he has, like Barnes against Leicester, Son against Tottenham.
Barnes is just underrated. Barnes is a good player. There's a game I was watching, and I think it was the Brentford game. You know, he came on and scored, you know, a cracker, and I just love him as a player. I don't know, I just love him. I wouldn't take him at Arsenal, definitely, but I just love him as a player. And
that was Leeds. That was Leeds when he scored.
Yeah, it was Leeds. Yeah, it was Leeds. Yeah, it was Leeds. Yeah, thank you. It was Leeds.
So we also had Son. Tomiyasu, I think, did well against Son. I think he scored like in the 85th minutes. The only game that I've seen Tomiyasu struggling was when he played against Cucurella, Brighton. He gave him a hard time. But this game, we really need him, because over the years, and you know, we are not talking 2-3 years. We are talking since 2012, the last 9 years. Anytime we go there, whether it's Debussy, whether it's Cedric, whether it's Bellerin, whether it's Maitland-Niles, whether it's Chambers, whether it's Mustafi playing at right back, we've had some tough times on that side against Mane and Sterling when he was at Liverpool. So this time around, let's hope Tomiyasu can do a great job. Looking at this defense already, you're a bit positive. Over the years, yeah.
Do you realize you're playing you're playing a back four?
I'm playing a back five.
No, you know, it's because Tomiyasu for me is not a fullback. Tomiyasu, how many times he's gonna cross the center line? Really?
You're saying in terms of four center backs, because he won't cross that.
Yeah. It's like you're playing 4 center backs.
I don't need Tomiyasu. I don't need Tomiyasu to go forward. Ben White will do that for me in terms of pushing with the ball forward. So if Ben White loses the ball in midfield, Tomiyasu, Gabriel, and Tierney will be at the back to sort out any mistakes we make, if we make any. But this one, if you look at it all of a sudden, you're a bit more confident. Against Salah, Jota, Mane, you'd fancy these guys not to concede 3 goals against like we used to do with Mustafi and Socrates and those kind of players. So new defense. We've never had any of these players apart from Tierney playing against Liverpool. All of them are new. Ramsdale is new. Gabriel, I think Gabriel. There's a game Gabriel was rested for last season. There's a Liverpool game he was rested for, and every Arsenal fan complained, like, why is Gabriel
because he had started very well the season. I think he played against Fulham and he scored, and was one of our best players. And then I think the next game was Liverpool, right? Wasn't it? Yeah.
I think it was Fulham, West Ham, and then Liverpool.
Yeah, Fulham, West Ham, and then Liverpool, and then he dropped him, and I was mad as well. I was absolutely mad.
After 3 days, we were playing against Liverpool again in the Carabao Cup. I think he played him in that. So Gabriel, we can also say Gabriel has never played against Liverpool for us at Anfield with Ben White and Tomiyasu. So new defense. Let's hope they can. I can trust them. I can trust this defense. At least this is the first time I can actually say I can trust this defense since the Campbell days and Kolo Toure days. It's been long. We've had some bad defenders. There's a picture that is always going around where Firmino, as I saw someone in the chat saying, Bobby always scores against us. He always. Thank goodness he's not playing. I think he scored like 8 goals against Arsenal. Yeah. So there's a time where he dribbled past Torreira, Socrates, Mustafi, and all of them are on the floor when he was scoring. When you see such pictures, I can even tell you to play a back 8. When you start seeing such pictures, you get so worried. So I'm happy with this defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's move over to the midfield. Look, it's a tough call, but I'm gonna let you call your lineup. Like I said, for me, when I get the team news, I'll do my starting 11. So, Glenn, you have so many positions, to fill. I mean, 5. Yeah, you have almost 4 midfielders. You could play 4 midfielders or 2 midfielders and 2 wingers, whichever way you want it. But the pivot, who would you play in the pivot?
Now, El Neni did very well last season against United. Away from home, he was one of the reasons why he kept a clean sheet. But he did well because Thomas Partey was there. I cannot trust a midfield of El Neni and Niles. You'll be absolutely crazy against Liverpool to start El Neni and Niles. I know they can do the job in terms of just being dirty in the middle. No skill, no beauty, nothing. Just be dirty. When they have the ball, just tackle them, just clear the ball. Just no prettiness in the football. But I think in Liverpool, you also need some ideas and some prettiness in midfield. You need a bit of creativity. how I wish Partey could be able to start one. He would
Yeah,
be so important here because Partey as well is not afraid to shoot. He can pick out a pass as well. But let's imagine he's not there. I'm going to put Lokonga. I know Lokonga is one of your favorite players. I'll put Lokonga in there.
yeah.
I think he's been great, more than he has been weak. I did do a stream earlier on today, and I saw someone commenting Lokonga is a bit weak to play against Liverpool. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure what you think about that.
I'm gonna say this. Yaya Toure has said the next Yaya Toure is Abesambi Lokonga, right? If you've not had that, go to the YouTube channel, Rio Ferdinand's YouTube channel, and watch the interview, watch the stream. So he said the next Yaya Toure is actually Abesambi Lokonga. He told Pep Guardiola to sign him, and Pep actually declined. So look, guys,
that is a huge compliment.
Yeah, it's a huge, compliment. But look, guys, the truth is, Abesambi Lokonga is one player I would play for Arsenal in every game this season, right? Every game this season. Maybe I'll put him down for issues of match, for fitness and rest. But he's weak. I mean, how about Sergio Busquets? Sergio Busquets has played almost every team in the world.
Experience.
Yes, Busquets has never. I think he even doesn't go to the gym. I don't know, but right.
So let me ask you something, Lokonga. Yeah. He's played like almost every single game so far, including the bad ones like City and Brentford. So we saw him losing the ball.
City started on the bench. City started on the bench.
Yeah, you're right. He started with Xhaka and Odegaard, I think.
Yeah, and
so,
we didn't play holding midfielder in that.
But game. I think he played in Brentford and Chelsea then. So Lokonga, he lost the ball against Crystal Palace for I think Edward's goal. I think he's the one who gave out the ball. And I also saw him against Watford, I think, giving it away once. Would you ask him to play any differently than he is used to against Liverpool? Like, you just tell him, be different. Don't hold on to the ball too much.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's the whole squad, and for Lokonga again, it's got to be an error-free 90 minutes. It's hard to ask for a player who plays in that position, especially with the quality of Jordan Henderson. Maybe Thiago is going to be involved. I think Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain might be involved. I don't know if Keita is back, but I doubt Keita is a doubt for this game. So it's going to be Chamberlain, Thiago, Fabinho if he's back, and then and then Jordan Henderson if he's fit. So look, it's got, we've got to have a session that is error free, right? Because when we get the ball back, it's going to be some time for us to breathe, right? So we just need those longer spells with the ball. They might not be productive, but you just need those longer spells with the ball. Don't just give it away like that, because again, Liverpool, despite the fact that they're so good at pressing and they're so good at passing the ball around, again, they're also dangerous on the break. I mean, that is how deadly they are. They can hit you on the break, destroy you, and then they can also have the ball 90 minutes and destroy you. So I think you're right.
Perfect. You have to be perfect in a Liverpool game.
Yeah, but aside Thomas Partey, he's the best. Best player in the pivot we have at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. So another reason why I played a back five. My first reason was because of Salah and Trent on the right side. We need two players to cover Salah. I don't want Tavares against Salah by himself. I don't want Tierney against Salah by himself. That was the first reason I'm playing a back five. The second is that on the other side as well, Mane and also Ben White can push forward, can get space to push forward, and you can still have, as you say, 4 defenders behind him when he pushes forward. The third reason is because we could be missing Partey. There's no way you can go without Partey in a game and you also play a back four. You'll suicide. That you don't just go and jump off somewhere. That is just suicide, pure suicide. And you have to give Liverpool the respect they deserve. They are title contenders and you're not. You have to give them the respect they deserve.
The respect they deserve. You're absolutely right.
I really wish Partey could make it, man. I know I've said I wouldn't risk him. I still wouldn't risk him, but Niles played well against Watford, but he played very well in the not Champions League. I wish he played very well in the FA Cup semi-final and final a year ago, last year. He was one of the reasons why he won that trophy. We need Niles to better those performances. We need Niles to play the best game he has ever played in an Arsenal shirt for us to get anything from this game. In that midfield, as you said, you don't know who you're going to be up against. You might be up against the strength of Firmino. He might be against the experience of Milner. He might be against the technique of Thiago.
I think he'll play midfield. I think he'll play Milner like left midfield or right midfield. I think he'll play him. He's played him in all the big games this season.
He might be against the quality of Thiago. He might be the technique. He might be up against the pace of Chamberlain. He could be up against an informed Keita. Keita, I don't think he's played this well like he's done like against United in those games like so far this season.
Well, I saw it at RB Leipzig. Never again. Yeah.
Salzburg. So Niles. So you need Niles at the top of his game. You need them to expect anything. You need him to. He's not that old, but you need him to be like the go-to guy for Lokonga. So I'm going to go with Niles in midfield next to Lokonga.
Niles, Lokonga. This is crazy, but of course Glenn is right because honestly, we don't know if we do not know if Partey is gonna be in. So at the moment, Niles had a very, very good game. That was against Watford. I wouldn't really. I'm gonna tell you something. You think like Mikel Arteta? I have a feeling, right, about this game that he's gonna play Ainsley. I'm telling you, I just have the feeling he's gonna play Ainsley. I don't know why, but I've got the feeling he's gonna play Ainsley. And if he plays Ainsley and we lose, both of you are to blame.
Could he surprise us by playing on the left, playing him in the left wing back position, and then starting with El Neni in midfield as well?
Yeah, I think he might add El Neni and then play Niles either right midfield or left midfield.
That will be truly packing the bus. There's also another thing I'm thinking he could do. He could still play Tavares on that side, yes, and then instead of two Saka and Smith and someone else at the front, he could go with this and then also add Niles, Lokonga, and then Lenny in midfield. Just stay hard in midfield. That's too defensive. That's too defensive. Yeah, that's too scared. Yeah.
One thing I couldn't say is in a match reaction against Liverpool, I would never say that we were too timid, and I would never say that we gave them too much respect. Look, I could say it maybe after a reaction, if we get a 1-1 draw, and I feel like we should have won the game, I would say, we over-respected them. But honestly, deep down in my heart, I'll know. Look, we've done well. We deserve some credit, definitely. But anyway, a midfield pivot of two. You have three places to fill. You have Lacazette, Odegaard, Smith-Rowe, Saka, Aubameyang, and you've really packed the bus. Mourinho, Glenn. I don't think I would. Look, you must be one of the guys who was like, Mourinho should come in Arsenal. We need to pack the bus.
Absolutely. No, I've never said that it's out. Cossy can confirm that. But listen, this is what happens when the last 4 games at Anfield, we have conceded 18 goals. They've scored 18 goals. They've scored 4. You have to be scared of them. I know it's different players, but
we've conceded at least 3 goals in each of the last 5. At least 3.
And you can even throw in a Carabao Cup where they scored 5 against us as well. So it's something that happens always. I know it's different. I know you have different players, but it's Anfield. They have the fans. You know how Anfield it is with the fans. They are very motivated. So here now, the 3 forward players, I need them to be very, very serious. You get one chance, you score. Last season, you get a penalty, you don't give it to Aubameyang again. You give it to anyone else.
Then definitely you're going to name Martinelli because Martinelli got one chance against Chelsea and scored it.
Was that really a chance, or was that like his own doing from the back? I mean, okay. So first of all, in the midfield, if you start with El Neni, that is if you're going for a 0-0, you can start with El Neni. But I think with Niles, he can sometimes push forward with the ball here and there. He can run with the ball. He might not be a good passer. He might not be good at shooting the ball, but he can do that. Just run with the ball. Just spoil it. I need you to spoil it. Let's start to the left side.
Actually, before that, do you have issues with his pace against Liverpool?
Niles. I think he has more than El Neni. I think he has more than El Neni. So if it depends on the fixture. I think Liverpool in midfield, they're just strong. I never thought Liverpool. Okay, Thiago, yes, but Liverpool's midfielders since last season when Wijnaldum was there, their midfielders are just midfielders who they're not skilled. I don't think Henderson. If you guys mention anyone in the chat mentions their top 30 players, I don't think anyone can mention Henderson. But he will do the job for you in midfield. Wijnaldum used to do the job for them in midfield. So I just need hard workers in there to just run against Fabinho and Henderson, whoever plays. I think Lokonga and Niles can do that. If we have the lead, surprisingly, in the second half, then you can bring in El Neni to defend. On the left side, I'm going with Smith Rowe. We talked about the best goalkeeper, Ramsey. Let's talk about the best midfielder right now, Smith Rowe. The reason why England is capable of scoring 10 goals in a game. You start Smith Rowe, you score 10 goals. So let's see if it can happen again. If you score 10 goals here with Smith Rowe, then we know Smith Rowe is a genius.
Actually, if you look here, he's had a 76 rating, then to 81, then to 84. I mean, he's really progressing.
Yeah, we are going with 84. We cannot go down for 70.
Definitely, definitely. 84. And I think he needs to have more than that. He's already come into the debate of whether he should play ahead of Mason Mount, and that is what is really interesting, man.
I like how you picked the 84, and I like how you just ignored the other ones and you said I'm going to go with the one that is written 84.
I'm never going to go for less than that.
So Smith Rowe has been really fantastic, but again, here this is a game I really need him on the top of his form. I've already looked forward. I've already looked at the Newcastle game as well. I am resting Smith Rowe for the next game because in this game I need him to give 120% in this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any chance, as I said, any chance he gets to run on that side, he needs to make up his mind very quickly because Van Dijk is coming at you on that side when Trent is up front. I need him to, if he's going to pass the ball to Aubameyang or Lacazette, pass the ball. If you decide to shoot the ball, shoot the ball. You have to be very quick in thinking. He has to go back. He has to go in front. He has to come in the middle sometime as a number 10 when Tavares is on that side. He also has to help Tavares and Tini on that side. I am not joking around with Salah and Trent. If we have 6-7 players to mark them, do it. You don't leave them by themselves on that side. So Smith Rowe is very important in this game. He's been scoring the goals for us. He scored more than most of the players we have, maybe apart from Aubameyang. So very, very important. We hope he's the reason why we beat Chelsea last season. He scored the winning goal. This season against Leicester as well, he scored against Tottenham. So he's not afraid of the big games. So let's hope he can deliver in this one as well. So Smith Rowe on the left, 100%. Smith
Rowe on the left. Then two more positions to go. Right midfield, Saka.
Oh, and definitely. Let's imagine Pepe starts. I remember Pepe's debut against Liverpool when he dribbled past Van Dijk and he talked about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's some excitement there, wasn't it?
Yeah. The problem with him on that side, though, with someone like Pepe, he will over dribble. I want you to create the chance very quickly. Pepe will over dribble on that side, and then I had someone on my show earlier on saying, Pepe, he does not even lose the ball from a tackle or something. He tackles himself and he falls down. He trips himself, and then the ball is gone. And then it's Robertson attacking, Mane attacking. And does Pepe really come back to defend? I don't think so. So I need the energy of Saka. I'm even close to saying experience because Saka done so well in the last 2 years.
He's done well, man. He's done well.
The energy. We need the energy. We need the pace. And I think the Liverpool players are actually scared of Saka. I think when they see Saka and Smith, they're a bit scared rather than seeing Pepe. They don't think that scared when they see Pepe. So Saka on that side again, just like Smith Rowe, whenever we need to defend, he can come back. He's saying GLEN, Mourinho back 6, back 7. He can even make it a back 9 with Saka and Smith Rowe coming.
Guys, look, smash a like on the video, but GLEN is about to play back 10, man. It's about to play. It's about to play 10-1. Come on,
I mean, in the second half we can change it. We can also look at our bench. If you have a bench of Lacazette, Aubameyang, or not Aubameyang, Odegaard, whoever is on the bench, you're like, hi, we can change the game in the second half. But this is solid. And then up front, obviously, I'm going to go for Aubameyang. I'm not going to drop Lacazette. I'm going to sacrifice him for one half.
It's dropping. There are no two ways about it. It's either you've dropped him or you're playing him.
Dropping is when you've played badly and I'm going to drop you. So I'm not going to drop him. I'm just going to sacrifice him for 45 minutes. And last season, Lacazette was the reason why he didn't win at Anfield. The chances he missed there. The 2-3 chances he got, he missed. He also did score. He would have had a hat-trick, but I think I need Aubameyang space there. I wouldn't say leadership, but I think he's worked hard in more games than he's not worked hard this season. I know Lacazette does work a bit better with Saka and Smith Rowe, but this season I've seen Aubameyang and Smith Rowe working so well together on that side. If Smith Rowe has gone to defend and Saka has gone to defend, we can make it a back 11. Aubameyang can also come back to the left side and defend against whoever's playing on that side.
Look, so your tactics are, your suggested tactics are that we play a highly defensive, respectable shape that soaks up pressure. with Emil Smith-Rowe, Saka, and Aubameyang speed as our outlets, because Aubameyang is all about speed. He's not all about hold-up play. He's not a Raul Jimenez. He's not a Calvert-Lewin. He's all about hold-up play, right? Then Saka is all about speed. I actually think Saka would be, because when you look at the Leicester City game, right? When you look at the Leicester City game, it was actually a very, very good outlet for us. And still against Watford, though I believe he was really, really unfit. In that game, still he was still unfit, but he was a very, very good outlet. So you're going for soak up the pressure, play a very, very respectable shape, and then use pace against Van Dijk and Matip.
Yeah, you see, last season Liverpool lost, I think, 6 games or 7 games in a row at Anfield when we didn't expect it. Those teams that went, I know West Ham. I think West Ham is the only team that played against Liverpool and, played against them. Like, you score, we'll try and kill you with the pace. We have Bowen and Antonio will try and score against you and not afraid of you. But look at the other teams. When Chelsea went to Liverpool, I know they had a red card, but what did they do in the second half? They defended 10 people at the back. They did not, that was Chelsea. They defended almost the whole game against Liverpool. City in the first half, they defended against them. They got their goals in the second half later on until Liverpool scored Salah that goal. That's when Guardiola told them, you know what, now let's try and score ours because they are leading. Against Liverpool, you have to respect them. You cannot, there's 3 ways you can approach the game, 2 or 3 ways. You can just go, as I said, toe to toe. You go with them. If you score, we'll try and score as well. We have the good players up front. We'll play Lacazette, we'll play Aubameyang, we'll play Martinelli, Saka and Smith-Rowe. If you score, we score. It will end 6-5 or something. There's also we'll just both defend. It will end 0-0. We're both comfortable with that. We are fighting for top 4, by the way, in this game. And there's that of, let's soak up the pressure and take any chances we have. You can play that formation for the whole game, but my plan is not to play that formation for the whole game. In the second half, I can change a few things. I can take out Niles or Lokonga, because Lokonga usually doesn't play 90 minutes. And then you bring Odegaard. I remember you didn't like that midfield of Odegaard in midfield against Man City. In the last 30 minutes, I can have him there, try and have him creating something. If we are losing by 2-1, I can change back to a back 4, take out Tavares, bring in Pepe or bring in Lacazette and go attacking if it's only 2-1. But I want to soak up pressure. I want disciplined players. That is the word. I want disciplined players. Pepe will not be disciplined. Will he come back to defend? I'm not sure. Aubameyang, if I play him on the left, will he walk sometimes? Maybe, and I don't want to risk that. So I want highly energetic players. This defense, solid defense, respect them. They have 3-4 best players right now in the league. You have to give them the respect. So we can't just go there and say, let's play all of them. Pepe, Martinelli, start Aubameyang. Start Martinelli. Who even said start Martinelli? Martinelli has played 1 game the last 1 year. You cannot throw him against Liverpool.
Yeah, definitely. But the reason that's why I would play a player like Gabriel Martinelli is that, pace, definitely pace. And he's very, very hardworking. I feel like this is a game that's going to call for a lot of hardworking. And definitely that's the reason I would that's the reason I would start him.
I'd be happy with that. If we get a 2-0 lead, if it was allowed, I'd even go with 2 goalkeepers in the goal. I'd bring in Leno for Aubameyang and have Leno and Ramsdale as the 2 goalkeepers in goal. You defend the whole time.
If we got an early goal, like a strategy, and we got an early goal or by luck, would you defend the rest of the, for example, in the 10th minute, we get an early goal. Would you defend the rest of the 80 minutes, like just defend football, put it outside, time wastage, things like, would you do that?
I think you can't. As you said, Liverpool will get the chances either way.
Yeah.
So that's very, very risky. So I'd stick with the same plan, soak up the pressure and try and break and get a second goal. If you can't, 2-0 lead. The last time we took a 2-0 lead at Anfield was 2012. If we can get a 2-0 lead, Cossy, I'm bringing in Leno for Aubameyang, I'm bringing in El Neni for Smith-Rowe, and I'm bringing in Holding for whoever is playing up front as well, Saka, and I'm going to 8 defenders, 2 goalkeepers, and 1 forward player in Lokonga. That's what I'll do if you get a 2-0 in.
Yeah, guys, thanks so much for watching in. It's one of those days when you have a preview that is really grand. But let's get into the combined 11 of those 2 teams and see how do we fare against Liverpool. Because for me, I've always been, I've always wanted to compare myself or our team to the opponents, because we never play against ourselves. It's always we always play against opponents, right? And like many Arsenal fans say, because we have won 5 games, we are gonna win the league. Then I'm like, have you compared yourself to the other teams? And when they answer that question, they're like, Cossy, we need to do better. We need more players. Cronky out.
You say we don't play against ourselves. Back in the Kolasinac and Mustafi days, you'd think they are playing against us.
Yeah, I mean,
of the number of the balls they are giving away.
Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, let's get into the combined 11, Arsenal, Liverpool. Let's start off with the goalkeepers, right? Because that is where, I mean, in football, I don't know.
I'll let you go with the goalkeeper, because I feel so unfair saying Ramsdale is the best goalkeeper and they're not going for him.
Yeah, you know what? If I'm going by form, right? Because if it was a Liverpool fan, they would say, look at what Alisson has won. A Champions League, a Premier League, and things like that. But for me, by form, on basis of form, I'll go with Ramsdale. Combined 11, I'll go with Ramsdale. On form, he deserves it.
On form, absolutely. Alisson has been making a lot of mistakes since last season. He's given away a lot of. As you said, you wouldn't do this with a Liverpool fan, because a Liverpool wouldn't agree with this.
Yeah,
they wouldn't allow Alisson to do that. Alisson is very experienced. Shot stopping is good. I like the way he takes risks, like Neuer. Like, he's not afraid to just go into the midfield and just try and pass the ball. So in form, I'd go with Ramsdale, for sure.
Alisson is a good, goalkeeper. Don't get me wrong, anyone in the chat, if there is a Liverpool fan, don't get me wrong. Or if you're watching this on replay, I mean, Alisson is a very good goalkeeper. But this season, if you ask me, when we do, and I'm just giving you a tip. When we do the Arsenal Manchester United combined 11, I'll definitely go for David De Gea. I feel like this season, it is seemed that they have the points they do have. And it's been absolutely outstanding. It reminds me of his brilliance during David Moyes' time. But Ramsdale has been better than Alisson. Facts are facts. Player of the month at Arsenal has been better than Alisson this season. Alisson is really good at making mistakes, and I drop him. But let's go into. I mean, of course, it's very, very difficult. It's gonna be dominated by Liverpool. I presuppose. Let's go right back. Right back, we have Tomiyasu, you have Trent. There's no debate there, is there?
No, 100% Tomiyasu. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. Tomiyasu, you've been great, but Alexander-Arnold. I saw against West Ham. West Ham fouled a play outside the box, and I said it's a goal. If Trent just steps up for that, it's a goal. That's how clinical he is.
Yeah.
The other day, England scored 10 goals against San Marino. I think Trent had like 4 or 5 assists. Is that crazy? He'll just assist. You'll think he's a midfielder. If someone started watching football today, they wouldn't believe if you said Alexander-Arnold is a defender. They'll tell you, I've seen him scoring 6 goals, a free kick, 5 assists. So Trent 100% is very good. Imagine him at Arsenal. He came after Bellerin. We were talking about, is it Bellerin? Is it Trent? What a joke. It looks like a joke right now. Trent and Bellerin, who is better? It's such a joke. So Trent, I'm going to go for Trent.
Yeah, Trent. I mean, no question there. We would love to have a debate, but some debates are just worthless. So, but there is one that is actually one for debate, and it's left back. At left back, Robertson has actually dropped exponentially. Tsimikas is the new era, but it's not actually really scary. So we can compare him with our own Tierney. This season, not yet, but probably Tierney, Nuno, Tsimikas, and Robertson. Who do you go for this season?
Robertson has dropped. I think also Tierney has a few games. Especially at the beginning of the season. Yeah, he was caught out of position so many times by Reece James, by Lukaku, by Cancelo or something against Man City on that wing. Walker. He's been caught out of position. He's had the injury. So on form, you can even argue Tavares or Tsimikas, but I think usually I argue for Tierney. I argue on Tierney's side. But so far this season, the reason you haven't even missed him is because he hasn't been on form, and Tavares, you can argue, has been better than him so far. So I'm just going to put Robertson there.
Yeah, I'll go. Look, I wanted to go with Nuno, but how many games has he played really? And
Not
it would
many.
be it would be illogical to put him ahead of Robertson. I'll go with
Yeah.
Robertson, but probably in the future. And I still remember I said this when we played Liverpool last year, that if Kiantiani keeps up, the same performances, you never know. He might just get past. He might just get past Robertson, but Tian needs to be a little bit more fit. So I'll go with Robertson as well. I will agree to that. I mean, I don't want to, but which other better player to play there? Centre back pairing. This is a hard one, Glenn. This is a hard one. Centre back pairing. Gabriel and White have been solid. Matip, ever since he came back with Virgil van Dijk, they love each other as players, and I think that's the reason that's why they play well together. So, who partners who really? I think Gabriel has been so good for us. For me, I'll go with Gabriel van Dijk. That's what I would go for. I'll drop Matip. That's why the fact that I feel like Matip is actually just underrated. He's actually doing a better job to cover for the weaknesses of Virgil van Dijk this season.
I feel like I feel by the tone of your voice and the way you're talking for the last 10 seconds, it's like you're doubting Gabriel. When you're talking about Gabriel, you should already be typing Gabriel there.
Yeah, definitely. You're right. Yeah,
you should already be typing Gabriel.
Yeah,
Gabriel should already be in there before he even started. So Gabriel has been fantastic. That's why he's been picked for Brazil. That's why he was picked for the Olympics, although he didn't go because of the injury. But he's been superb for us. Like, he's been like a new player. You can even say we've signed 6-7 players this season because Gabriel, he hadn't played from the beginning of the season and he's been injured. So Gabriel has been fantastic. I'd be happy to have him there alongside Van Dijk, 100%. Van Dijk, in terms of one-on-one defending, you just see, if you watch the breakdown videos, you see how other defenders would defend and how Van Dijk would defend. There's a huge difference. Like, if Van Dijk sees 3 players coming up against him, it's 3 against 1. Van Dijk would defend against that. He would not be afraid of that. He'd be like, you know what? I'll make you guys make a mistake. I'm not afraid of that. You know, when we had Mustafi, I'm sorry, Mustafi, always bring you up, but it's because you're a really terrible player. I'm sorry. But every time Mustafi would have like 3 players coming against him, he'd panic like, where do I go? Do I go here? Do I go here? Do I go here? Before he makes his decision, red card, he's out, just like David Luiz. That's the problem with those players. Van Dijk would make you guys make a mistake. So Van Dijk has to be the experience. I think that in the defense is the most experienced defender. So I was surprised it's going to 30.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was 27 or something as well.
And fun fact, by the way, for anyone who's interested in history and facts, Van Dijk is from Netherlands, but is also half South American. I never knew that. I only knew that recently. So if he decided to play for
maybe the height and
he'd have decided to play for a South American country. So that would be my defense.
Right. Midfield wise, they've not been so good really. I just feel like our midfield is a shambles. I don't know if I just feel like our midfield is a shambles, but they've not been so good. I don't feel like they've really had some figures that have been so exciting and breathtaking. So we could have 1 or 2 midfielders.
You can't really mention names. You know, when you go to Chelsea, you can say N'Golo Conte, Jorginho.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
When you go to United, you can say Fernandes, Leicester, Tielemans. I don't think you can confidently mention an Arsenal player apart from Partey.
Yeah, definitely. So, you're right. Despite the fact that I always say Lokonga, I'm judging Lokonga at the basis of Arsenal. But if I start judging Lokonga, versing him the likes of Abdoulaye Doucouré, Declan Rice, then it gets ugly, and that is why. So I don't want anyone to say, "Cossy, you said you love Lokonga. Now why are you saying that he doesn't compete with the likes of Keita?" No, he doesn't. I judge Lokonga. I protect him by comparing him to the likes of Elneny and some other crap players around Arsenal. But when I take him outside to compete with Somare, Ndidi, he doesn't really do a very, very big job. Anyway, so midfield, I think Keita for Liverpool this season, there is no debate there, Glenn.
Oh yeah, Keita has been fantastic so far. That Liverpool Man United game, Atletico Madrid game. There's a goal he scored against Atletico Madrid, Crystal Palace.
It was a wonderful goal.
I feel like Liverpool were about to give up on him. Do you feel like Liverpool were about to sell him over the summer?
Yeah, actually, I'll give credit. I'll give them credit for for their patience. But I felt like if anyone came in with with the tempting bid, they would have let him go. They would have let him go. I think the only reason he stayed is Gigi leaving, because when Gigi Wijnaldum left, I just felt like they can't lose again. They can't lose another one, and they did bring in any decent player to replace Gigi Wijnaldum.
Okay, I like answering people. So just to answer the person who said you deluded for putting Ramsdale over Alisson, you are deluded if you think Alisson has been better than Ramsdale this season. If we sit down with people who have watched the entire season, Alisson has not been better than Ramsdale this season. He hasn't. Ramsdale has been the best goalkeeper in the Premier League this season alongside the Brentford goalkeeper and Mendy. That is just facts.
Yeah,
that is facts.
I say it's on the basis of this season. If it is overall, I'm taking the whole Liverpool squad. As simple as that.
Yeah, if it's overall, you can call them. I can even mention Wijnaldum to come back. I can put him but this season, Ramsdale, you just listen to every other goalkeeper talking, listen to every other pundit talking. Everyone is surprised by Ramsdale. Ramsdale has been better than Alisson this season. How many mistakes has Ramsdale made? How many mistakes has Alisson made? We only have to go to last week. He made a mistake against West Ham. So
I love the fact that you call us deluded, because we are already deluded as the fans. I mean, we are not, But look at the amount of players that we have for Liverpool. They already have 3. If we're that deluded, Liverpool shouldn't be getting a player in there. But I mean, we'll try to do our best. Anyway, I think Keita deserves it. Keita deserves to be there. I mean, I also look. I think Partey has gained his consistency this season. Let's be honest. It's the season that we've seen. I think it's been the best Aston midfielder, honestly.
He's played more games than he's played more games than I expected him to play so far.
And well, and he has played well. And for me, if you're talking about CM and DM, he's the only player that gets into the Liverpool squad.
Yeah, I asked a Liverpool fan earlier on today if you had to take one Arsenal player right now. He said Partey. He said they would take Partey at Liverpool. That would be his choice, because they need a midfielder who apparently doesn't get injured, but unfortunately Partey does get injured, so he'll be in the hospital bed with Milner and the others. So I'd definitely put Partey there.
I think Klopp wanted someone like Ike Gundogan, and that's why he signed Thiago. It's just not worked out. But I think if he had a chance to sign Ike Gundogan, he would have signed Ike Gundogan.
Yeah, I think he would have done a good job for them. But Liverpool, I've never thought Liverpool have a problem with midfield. But I think letting Wijnaldum go is a bit of a mistake for them. I think Wijnaldum must be very good for them. So the third midfielder, would you put Keita on the right side and Fabinho in the middle? Is it possible? Would you go for Fabinho?
I don't know. Look, I don't know, but I was gonna say Jadon Henderson. I don't know.
I mean, I think he's
maybe Jadon Henderson. Any of them could work. I just feel like Henderson doesn't get the respect he deserves, both from Liverpool fans and the footballing world as well. He was linked with Arsenal in the summer, and it's like, come on. I mean, among all players, I don't think Liverpool should be. I don't think this transfer should be. Should actually even be happening. But what do you think, Fabinho? Probably just for issues of defensive midfield.
Fabinho, okay, we already have Keita who's going to move the ball forward and Partey. So I think we need someone to hold. I mean, we're not Liverpool fans.
Yeah,
I know they really like Fabinho. Henderson has been okay. Henderson has a goal in him. Henderson does have a goal in him sometimes. I think he's already scored 2 or 3 this season. I think in the Premier League, and also I saw him scoring in the Champions League. I think against AC Milan.
Was one against Brighton?
Brighton. That was against Brighton.
A good goal. That's a really good goal.
And he also scored against AC Milan in the Champions League. The ball didn't even touch the floor. So he has a goal in him. So let's put Henderson.
Yeah, Henderson. I think he's so consistent. The more when a player is very consistent, at times you forget how good they are. At times you just forget how good they are, unless they're strikers and they have so many statistics. But at times you could, just forget, how good they are. especially their if they're midfielders. And when they go away, that's when you're like, I wish I wish we had Jaden Henderson. I mean, I love him as a player.
I don't think we lack any leadership here, but I think Anderson does add a bit of leadership as well.
He does a bit of it. He does add a bit of it. In terms of leadership.
Now up front's the problem. Now when you go to up front, it's a huge problem.
But let's first sort out Salah, right? Let's first, because with Salah, with Salah out of the way, we can go back to the deluded ways.
I mean, if you don't put Salah there, then everyone else watching would call us deluded. If you don't put Salah there, we'll be in trouble with Egypt. Fans will be in trouble with the Liverpool fans, everyone. Yeah, Salah has to be there. That's why he's 92 there. What a player, man. Every time he has the ball, I feel like he's going to score. Yeah. Like he's lethal. He can dribble past players. The other time he became the first player to ever score a hat-trick at Old Trafford, made United look like kids that day.
Yeah. He should have scored more, by the way. Should have scored more. Yeah.
He can dribble past players. He can shoot the ball. He can curl the ball. He can score a penalty. I mean, he can set up a goal. He's all-round player. Ballon d'Or, should he be winning the Ballon d'Or for you, or is it Lewandowski?
Yeah, for me, Africa. But Africa, I can't turn down an opportunity for Africa to get a Ballon d'Or, and not because Africa or anything, but we well deserved. Salah, at the moment when you have the likes of when you have talent shrinking, really, I think he's actually stepped up his game. How many players in Europe are actually putting in his performances? With Messi, Ronaldo now away. Look. Give it to us. We are also part of the footballing. Look, FIFA, with how corrupt they are, and I'm gonna call them out. How corrupt you are, you'll never give it to us. But I'll give it to Salah. Any year, last year or this year, I'll give it to Salah.
I'd agree, but I understand the African point, and I think he's been good for 4 seasons, and he's not been close. I don't know why.
I don't know. I don't understand. I thought players like Eden Hazard at some point had a chance, or like they were there. They were not even close. Salah, I'm so surprised that it's not underrated really, but it's like his achievements are not taken into account.
It's normal. It's like it's common.
Yeah. It's like a player who scored 5 goals in a season, no more.
I'll tell you a player though who deserves to win and is about to retire. Lewandowski. People do say the German league is some people do say the German league is easy. Lewandowski does it in the Champions League. If you check a game, check the game, he scored 3 goals against Barcelona. You check another game, he has 4 against Dynamo Kiev. Another game, he scored 3 against Benfica. Like, he does it every single time. 2-3 goals. He gets a chance, he never misses. He's lethal from headers, lethal right foot, left foot. He's very, very good. And the teammates have changed around him, by the way. He's had the likes of Robben back in the day, Ribéry, he's had Muller, he's had Thiago, he's had Kimmich now, so many different players. So Lewandowski also deserves it. On that left side, let's put Smith Rowe, because Smith Rowe has been Arsenal's best player so far this season.
At the expense of Mane and Salah, Mane and Jota, right?
Mane, again, if you're to rate the previous season, Mane would be there, but I think Smith Rowe has been in the top 5 best players so far this season. Absolutely. The improvement he has. Someone did say earlier on that if Mane gets a chance, you never know whether he's going to score or miss, which is true. I do think he misses so many chances, especially the game they played against Leeds. He missed so many chances. Like, how does he miss all these chances? In another season, he'd put Mane, but Smith Rowe has been, if you're to rate the top 5 best players so far this season, you put Salah in there, you put Smith Rowe in there. So Smith Rowe has changed the game. Even the games that we played poorly, I think he did very well. Like Brentford.
I mean, he's passionate, isn't he? Really, really passionate.
City, we had 1 shot. Guess who took the shot? It was Smith Rowe against Manchester City. So he's been shining. Those games, I remember giving Kolasinac 2-1, Chambers 1, Holding 1. I think Smith Rowe got a 5 or 6. He was like average, but he was not below average. He's never gone below average. So I'd go for Smith Rowe. Now the striker will have a bit of a problem. Very, very big problem. Because I feel so wrong for leaving Saka out.
Because both sides do not have a striker that is dedicated to doing that. But down through the middle, who do I go for?
I was even very tempted to put Salah in the Midland, deciding
maybe.
between Saka and Mane, but Salah has been playing in that position.
But
I feel so wrong for leaving Saka out and Mane.
How about Jota? Maybe Jota.
I mean, yeah, he did well in the Champions League against Atletico. In the league, he did well against United. He scored, but he's not been starting all the games. Jota sometimes is on the bench for 90 minutes. Sometimes he comes on for 20 minutes. So if you're to play the players who have played in that position, Firmino has already scored a hat-trick this season, but he's been injured recently. I mean, Aubameyang has scored 9 goals this season, but not recently.
Jota has the same number of goals as Aubameyang. Both of them have 4
in the league. In the league, yeah. I think they've also scored in the Champions League. Aubameyang has few in the Carabao Cup as well.
Yeah. There. Let me see Mane.
That is very hard. That is very hard.
Let's look at Mane.
Mane scores goals. Mane scores goals.
Yeah, Mane has 6 goals this season in 11 appearances.
Yeah, but in terms of involvement in the games, I think Smith Rowe has been doing more than him on that side. So in terms of striking, since Mane doesn't play in there and Saka doesn't play there, Firmino, I'd go for Jota.
Yeah,
just because he plays in that position.
You know, there was a time when we could do combined 11s and do not have a player from goalkeeper to midfield, and then any fan would say Aubameyang.
He was the only one who was there, in the list.
He was the only one who was there, and you can see how far he's dropped really, because now we are getting around 2-3 players in quality size, and it's not on the squad. It's not actually.
I mean, it's not often you do a front line without Mane, Aubameyang, and Saka. That is crazy. Your team must be very good if you're leaving out Saka, Aubameyang, and Mane. It must be very, very good. So, I mean, there are a couple of players there that I feel like I'm very lucky to get in, like Jota. And there's debates of Jota and Ramsdale. Obviously, this season, I think Ramsdale has been better than Alisson.
I think with Jota, if you're putting him out, the debate would be between him and Mane.
Him and Mane, okay. Yeah,
because you could put Salah as striker, then maybe you have Mane as right forward.
I'd be happy with this. I think, how many Arsenal players did we get in? Ramsdale, Gabriel.
We got Partey, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of 11. I know if we were with a Liverpool fan, it would be 2, definitely. I think if we have a Liverpool fan, Ramsdale doesn't come in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I think they would also do away with Partey.
You have to be realistic, though.
Yeah.
I know Alisson is a world-class goalkeeper with Ederson and Mendy, but who has been the better goalkeeper this season? It has been Ramsdale. Yeah. It has. Saka is one of the best players at Arsenal, but he's not in this team. If we were Arsenal biased, we'd have had 8 players here. I would have told you Lokonga has been great.
Definitely. Saka should have been there. Gumas asked, how is the Partey injury? Thomas Partey not on the injury list, on the injury news list. So probably he will be available for Liverpool. Let's wait for Mikel Arteta tomorrow at 9 a.m. UK time. I'll be doing the press conference live. And then Finessa, you've said if you put Alisson and Ramsdale in the same team right now, you pick Alisson every single game. And then you're saying we put we are deluded. We put Ramsdale over Alisson. But it was on basis of this season only. King Panda said, hold the wingers and drive through the middle, you will kill Liverpool completely. That's a lot of work to do. I mean, on paper, it seems easy. Hold Salah, hold Mane or Jota, hold Trent, and then drive through the midfield. It's easy on paper, but that is a lot of work. It needs a lot of quality to do that. It would need a lot of quality to do that, bro. A lot of quality. Jack says, good evening, Cossy. That big man, we love him, bro. I think they're talking about you, Glenn. And then King Panda says James Milner always injures Arsenal players. Is the man to watch on Saturday. Look, I'm gonna say this. If as we close Glenn, How is Xhaka progressing? Cossy, this is going to be Betson. Betson, Xhaka has started running, right? But he's not coming back anytime soon before 30 days, right? But he has started running. Glenn, players to watch, just players to watch. I think Milner, the point for me, I'll take with Milner, is not the fact that he injures Arsenal players, but his job is to make the opponent's work difficult, isn't it?
He will make you run, and you wouldn't know he's above 30. Like, he look like a small kid.
Yeah,
he's been playing since like 2002. Very experienced player.
Yeah.
Players to watch.
Let's start with Liverpool. Let's start with Liverpool. Liverpool, I'm going to give you only three. Only three slots. Arsenal 2 slots. Players to watch against Liverpool.
Salah, Trent, Jota. As easy as that. Salah, player of the month, should really have got player of the month last month as well. He was cheated.
I'm going to go with Jota. Sorry, I'm going to go with Salah, Liverpool, player to watch. Trent, player to watch, and Jordan Henderson. Right? Really underrated, but really good. Really good. Don't forget, of course, if Milner starts, because he's played Milner against Chelsea and against Manchester City. So there is a reason that's why he plays him. Arsenal, players to watch, only 2 slots.
Smith Rowe, 100%. He's been very, very good. And the second one, I'm actually going to say Ben White. I think he'll be very important in terms of pushing the ball forward, intercepting, defending. We'll need him at the top of his game. Let's hope he also doesn't get out-jumped by Jota. We've seen Jota and Sterling out-jumping our players. Let's hope he doesn't get out-jumped. So I'm going to go for Ben White and Smith.
Players to watch Arsenal. I'll go with Aaron Ramsdale. Like big day in office for him. Very, very, very big day in office for him as a goalkeeper, because it's going to be one match that he really works hard. And then the other player that I will go for is going to be a defender as well. I want to see how Tomiyasu does against a quality side. So Tomiyasu, it's going to be busy evening for Tomiyasu. And a busy evening for Aaron Ramsdale. But anyway, guys, thanks everybody for joining in. Smash a like on the video if you watched, if you love the channel and the content. I mean, if you choose to call us deluded with a like. Thank you so much, Glenn, for coming on, bro. Make sure to subscribe to Glenn Kirtley, Everything Arsenal. Tomorrow will be I'll be there. I will be doing the preview and everything. Definitely will be we'll be scheduling the live, and I'll share it on my community so that you guys can actually catch up. So don't worry, I'll share it on my community so that you can actually catch up. Glenn, all the luck. Thank you so much for coming on, and then probably we win.
I hope so. And we'll try and do more deluded previews tomorrow for more deluded content. But thank you for having me again, and great to chat.
Yeah, absolutely. Kakuri says, look, guys, I must say you need only 4 Arsenal players in that team: Tomiyasu, Ramsdale, Ben White, and Smith Rowe, and maybe Tierney if Robertson is not available. Okay, so you see how even our own fans, because I think Kakuru, I don't know if Kakuru is an Arsenal fan, but you see how Gabriel is really underrated.
Oh yeah, Gabriel is underrated. Gabriel should be in everyone's team. He's been the best defender. I know Ramsdale have really excited us, Ben White, but Gabriel has been fantastic. And Tomiyasu, no one enters any team in front of Trent. Trent is very good at going forward. Like, I don't think there's anyone like that who can play like Trent. He's almost like not a defender. So everyone has different opinions. Some people would say Saka in that team instead of Smith on the left side. People would say go for Firmino. It would be different.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for joining me, Glenn, and thanks everybody who is watching. I'm always streaming at 5 p.m. on a daily basis, and definitely at 9 p.m. on a daily basis. Tomorrow I'll do an upload at 11 a.m. We always have that one on a daily basis. 11 a.m. Check out that, because it's going to be the only show with transfers. The rest of the shows are going to be about Arsenal, Liverpool. So make sure you don't miss that one, because you're gonna ask me, Cossy, what is happening with transfers. So I'll give you that one for transfers, and the rest will dive into the previews. See you then.